All right, we are here in Maui, well, actually Honolulu, but at the Maui Invitational, and I am here with special guests tonight, the Boiler Suit guys, and I just reached out, I want to say 2 nights ago, the night before I left to come over here, because I saw that they were over here and asked them if they'd be willing to sit down for a quick video. They agreed, so we're really excited about it, to bring you a little bit of background story about a couple of fans that are, I guess, more in the picture than a lot of the fans are in terms of being out there in social media and being represented a lot of times. So first of all, if you guys could just tell me, how did this all start? How did you guys become the Boiler Suit guys?
Sure, yeah. We started, a big group of us were going out to Vegas right after we graduated college. That was in 2005. So we got kind of close to each other with those different things. Started going to a couple of the preseason tournaments, and actually the first year that we started wearing some of the suits was the Maui Invitational back in 2014. So that's when we started. We actually just had the pants. We bought gold jackets, and it just kind of evolved over the years, and just every year just kind of kept adding a little bit more to the game, and just kind of cheering on the team more.
So you guys are getting close to 20 years of doing this,
yeah.
Then, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you're both Purdue graduates, and I know, in Purdue fan spaces, I run the Boiler Diehards Facebook page,
yeah.
And then we also have Boilers in the Stands. People are always interested, just like, what did you do at Purdue? What do you do now, type of thing. So,
yeah.
What were your guys' majors at Purdue? What do you guys do in real life? I assume this isn't your full-time job.
Right.
Yeah, I was an IE at Purdue, and I've worked in aerospace and defense for about 10 years of my 20-year career. Right now, I manage a team of engineers that builds a fighter jet trainer for the U.S. Air Force.
Gotcha.
In West Lafayette.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was a Cranner graduate, so I'm a management guy. Right out of college, I got into healthcare, so I've been working in healthcare for almost 20 years now. Right now, I'm an administrator for a hospital up in Chicago.
Awesome. So how did you guys meet? Were you guys like in a frat house together, or?
Yeah, we were.
Yep. We were both AKLs at Purdue, and that's where we met. And a group of us kind of started going, and the other suit guys that are with us are AKLs as well. So it's kind of made that bond for life type thing that they talk about.
It was a common thing about supporting basketball when we got out of school.
Yeah.
And football. I mean, multiple sports, but it just kind of, not everyone gravitates to those sports.
And volleyball. I saw a picture of you guys at volleyball too.
Sure.
We got to give love to volleyball.
Yes.
And wrestling.
Season ticket holders, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. So how many suit guys are there?
There's 5 of us.
There's 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
So in your fandom, I realize that doesn't stretch back to, well, I guess that would definitely stretch back to Robbie's years and Etwan's years. But so gonna ask you guys a few really tough questions. Favorite Purdue basketball game of all time? I'll go with you with that. I'm not gonna make you answer the same one. I'm gonna bring you a hard one too, but not the same one. Favorite Purdue basketball game of all time?
It's the Elite Eight game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that Elite Eight game. I've never been to a game as exciting as that, as excited I've been as a Purdue fan of that. Obviously, the last few seconds were gut-wrenching, but just that experience of the Elite Eight, watching Carson do what he did in that tournament, that's by far the best Purdue game. It's unfortunate the best Purdue game I have is one that ended in a loss, but that would be my favorite.
I'm completely with you, and I rewatch that game 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
and people are always like, Craig, how can you watch when we lost? And I said, Carson Edwards was my favorite Purdue basketball player of all time, and that was like his opus, like that was his prime moment of just pure Carson. And yeah, we lost, but it was an incredible freaking game that took just the luckiest shot. Mm-hmm. luckiest tip, luckiest pass, luckiest shot, and I can still watch it, and it was just an amazing game. So on the flip side of that, as a Purdue fan, we've all had painful moments. What's the most painful moment for you as a Purdue fan?
I mean, you took it with the best.
They're the same. They're the same moment.
I was at the 2004 game day when Orton fumbled. I came back
against Wisconsin, right?
I came back to town for that game. I think we were a top 10 team at the time, and both Wisconsin and our team went on diverging paths at that point.
Yes.
After that game.
And his Heisman hopes also.
Right.
Yeah. So I remember watching the replay on the Jumbotron. I remember saying he's down, but obviously he wasn't on the replay. And we also dropped an interception late in that game that they hit us right in the chest. Multiple ways to win that game, and spent all day at game day before it. It was a great day until that.
That's funny because both moments that you guys said, representing both questions I asked, are both moments that are very high on my list for both of those things as well, for sure. So a little bit about Maui. You guys having fun in Maui? What's the most awesome, cool thing that you guys have done in Maui so far?
So we've played 3 rounds of golf, kind of checked out 3 different courses here. All of those really cool. Hiked Diamond Head. I think the coolest thing was the course we played today was Royal Hawaiian was the name of the course, but it was cut into the jungle. It was cut into this really cool course, and ended up running into Dwayne Wade there while we were checking in. So he was actually in the group right behind us. So we're playing. It was kind of slow, so we're kind of chatting with him a little bit as we go. But it was really cool, just random running into him there, and him kind of playing with us and then talking to him a little bit about it. Super tough course.
It's elevated, so it's windy, over 20 mile per hour gusts up there, and we were clubbing up 2 and 3 clubs just to get it to the green, and not making it sometimes. And none of the fairways are adjacent, so if you miss, you lost the ball, and we lost a lot of balls. But we had a good time.
And you guys go to these MTEs, not MTVs, sorry. Often, I feel like just watching your guys' Twitter page and everything else. So what would you say to Purdue fans about, if they're kind of on the, going back and forth, do I travel to one of these like November tournaments or whatever? I've been to a couple. I think they're awesome in just terms of the camaraderie because of the fans that are all to this remote space to watch a team you're all rooting for. But what would you say to Purdue fans about coming to one of these events and what makes it so fun and exciting?
Obviously, some of these are more reasonably priced than others. This is probably not one of those tournaments. Atlantis is another really tough one to probably put together funds for. But when you think about like Cancun or Connecticut, Mohegan Sun, or they went to Puerto Rico one year. We didn't get to go to the one in Florida. That was during COVID. Nobody got to go. But if you can make that happen, you get access to the team that you wouldn't otherwise get. You get to, especially if you stay in the team hotel, right? You just see them in the lobby, in the hallway, every player, all the time, everywhere, to the point where players recognize us now. And we've chatted with them where they talk on the plane out about, you think those guys will be there this time? And so we're almost expected now, which is a lot of pressure for us because we got to make it happen.
Right.
And that's not always easy to do. A lot of things get in the way, and we have to prioritize it. So definitely do it. It's something that you don't get this, even if you have, I don't know, 3rd row, 1st row seats at Mackey, it's not the same. Cancun was in a ballroom. It was, 5 rows of bleachers. Where else are you going to get to watch teams of that caliber play in such a small venue? And Lahaina would have been similar. I don't know, it's about 2,000.
Right.
And that's why we really look forward to it. This is obviously a much bigger venue. But that's one of the great benefits of Maui, is getting to go. It's like a high school. It's smaller than plenty of Indiana high school gyms.
Wow.
That you get to play in.
I think what people don't realize that don't come to these is the way that Purdue travels. And I think that's one of the really cool things as we've gone to these different tournaments over the last 15 years or so. Purdue travels better than any other school in the country. And that's the really cool thing that you see when you come to these tournaments, is just seeing how many Purdue fans are here and just the way that they take over the town. Maui is full of Purdue fans right now, and getting the opportunity to go to one of those preseason tournaments and see that and be part of that group is a really great experience that I think anyone would really cherish.
No doubt. So you guys are really active on social media. Tell people where to find you guys and where to follow you guys at.
Yeah, we're at Boiler Suit Guys. on Twitter, and then our X now, and then also on Instagram. So please follow us. We're all about the positive. We're all about Purdue sports. So we try to go to as many of them as we can, whether it be basketball, volleyball, wrestling, soccer, football. We hit them all. So follow us, and we'd love to kind of show you the kind of things that we see there.
And predictions for this week?
Both
of you?
Yeah, I really think we're going to run through this thing. I think it's going to look a lot like Portland did. Gonzaga's got the guys to pull us out, but I think that our height is going to be a real problem for them. They don't have anyone within 6 inches of Zach Edey, so I think it's going to look a lot like it looked like against Gonzaga last year. And then I think we're rolling. We're ready for a big test, and so I'm really excited to see the guys and what we look like.
It's some really tough competition. I would say, though, from last year's game against Gonzaga, I feel pretty confident we got better, and they fell off a little bit. And they're still Gonzaga. It's still a great team, but I think we separated a little bit more, and I hope it comes to fruition tomorrow. But as far as if we get to the championship game, we're not really afraid of Hunter Dickinson. We've been playing him for 3 or 4 years now, and he hasn't really been a problem for us. So we're ready for that matchup. I think the guards obviously have an advantage, but in the lane, we still have a major advantage.
So y'all skip the game I am scared of.
Yeah.
I feel good about good about Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I feel really good about Kansas.
Me too.
If Tennessee beats Syracuse, and the transfer they brought in, Dalton Connect or whatever his name is a baller. And then like he's a pure shooter scorer, and then they have normal Tennessee defense around him. That's the game that scares me. But to say run through it, like somebody that is ranked in the top 10, because I think there's going to be 5 teams ranked in the top 10 come tomorrow morning with FAU losing.
Yeah.
Somebody ranked in the top 10 is going to go home 1-2 and not have a bad loss.
Well,
So I think it's going to be real interesting.
and the thing we talk about too is Atlantis. It kind of feels a little bit like that, to where the amazing final of Purdue versus Arizona, 2 top 5 teams.
In the losing
Then
bracket.
0-2 trying to get the 7th place win. So
Yeah.
it very well could fall like that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, hey, guys, thanks for taking 10, 12 minutes here to sit down and talk with me. Really appreciate it. It's great to meet you guys. And good luck to the Boilers. And hopefully we'll see you guys out there in the stands and the video and photography tomorrow as well. So.
Yep. I'll be there. Boiler up.
Boiler up.